Hello YouTube, I'm the WhiteChicken and I am here with another Minecraft video. I know it's been a while, but I don't really post on YouTube a whole lot anymore. If you do want to catch some of my content, I stream over on Twitch a little bit, twitch.tv/WhiteChicken7. I'll put a link down in the description below. But for this video, this is probably going to be one of my nerdiest videos on the channel, which is kind of saying something. Basically, I made something in Redstone. I feel pretty big brain about it. I think it's pretty awesome. Um, and yeah, it's gonna get real nerdy. So basically, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna show you what it is, show you how it works, or show you like show you it in action, and then kind of go into an explanation of like why it works, and that's where it'll get really nerdy. And then I'll show you it again just so you can see how it works. But I will show you just straight off what it does. So if you just want to see what it does, you can just watch this first bit. But basically, I am on split screen to help showcase it a little bit better because it is a transmitter and a receiver that sends a message across one line of redstone asynchronously. I know that's a lot of big words, so if you don't know anything about like programming or anything, you're probably not gonna know. So that's why I said I'll go into explaining like how it works and like why it works and like what it is. But first of all, I'll just show you what it does. So on the top screen, this is the transmitter, and on the bottom screen is the receiver. So basically we have these redstone torches or redstone lamps, and you can send a message. You can flip them on or off however you would like, and so like that you can flip them on or off however you'd like, and then you can send the message. And if you look down below, the message is received and saved in the receiver. So that's what it does. So basically, if you don't know anything about programming, if you think about like the Matrix or just any like traditional or like hacking in movies or TV shows where they don't really know what they're talking about, you see just a bunch of ones and zeros on the screen, and that just comes from binary. That's how computers work. They use binary, and binary is just using like everything's just a 1 or a 0, so it's either on or off. On is a 1, off is a 0, and it's just easier for a computer to handle data and stuff like that. So basically, each bit in like coding, each bit is a 1 or a 0, and so each one of these lamps represents a bit. And then you have 8 of them, and that makes a byte. So that is 1 byte of data. So it's basically just 1 byte of data, and then that data is sent over one line of redstone to the receiver, which then saves that 1 byte of data. So this is essentially just like this right here is essentially 1 byte of memory. But you can kind of see the workings behind it. I'm gonna send another message, kind of show you this backside of it, show you kind of how it works. It will automatically reset the torches whenever I send a new one, but we can just send whatever message we want, like that. We can send it, and then you can watch down there, and it will send the message. Then you can go look at it, and there we go. We have 10010011, and so it got the message correctly, and that's how it works. That's what it does. So now going into the more nerdy part of like what this is. So like I said a lot of big words like transmitter, receiver. Those aren't that big. That's not that hard. Transmitter sends a message, receiver receives it. That's not that big. But asynchronous communication, a lot of people, if you don't know much about coding or anything, you're probably not gonna know what that is. But essentially, it's just a way of sending a message. But as you can see here, these transmitter and receiver, they're connected by one line of redstone. So I'm sending 8 bits, 1 byte of data across one line of redstone, and that's kind of where the magic happens. So way back in the day, before we had like computers and like a telephone or anything, people were making like teletypes and stuff, and there were a bunch of different like versions of them, but the early versions had like 20 something wires, because you had like one wire for every letter in the alphabet, minus a little bit less than 26 because some of the letters got combined into one wire. Like I and J, like with context, you can kind of know which letter you're talking about there. But Emil Badeau came up with asynchronous communication where you use these ones and zeros to do data. So you can, I mean, essentially how binary works is you have 0, and then you have, this is 1, and then this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5, 6, 7, 8, and so on. So that's kind of like how binary kind of works. So you can do all this, and you can like assign different values to like the alphabet, and that's where ASCII codes come in. I won't get into all that, but essentially you just want to send. You can use these 8 bits that are either on or off to get a value, a little byte of data, and so you want to send it across one line. So basically how it works is you have this one line, and it idles high, so that way when it's idling and no data is being sent, it knows that it's at least on. You know, it's at least working, it's on. But it idles high, and then when you send the message, it goes low. So the line starts high, and then it sends a start bit which goes low, and it's like, so when it goes low, this is like, hey, a message is being sent. So that's kind of like a notification, like, hey, a message is coming. Goes low, and then after that, it gets the data bits. So it goes through 8 data bits, and then after that, there's an end bit that sets the line back to high, which is the idle state. So just kind of a reset. And the reason they did this is because originally there's no framing bits. It was just sending data bits. So like, you would basically I can't really explain it too well, but like if you think about it, you have my hand here, and maybe each of my fingers are connected to like a line on the transmitter. So then when the transmitter sends the bits, like this will be bit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever. So then there'd be like a pin that goes across and like touches each one on a timer. And so like whenever it touches this first one, that first bit is sent, and then the second one, second bit sent, third one, third bit sent, fourth one, fourth bit sent, fifth one, fifth bit sent. And then on the receiver on the other end, there's another one that's synced up with it, and it touches the first one. So like as the first bit sent, this receiver hits the first bit, and so that first bit on the transmitter sends to the first bit on the receiver. The only problem with that is that those wheels, those pins, have to be perfectly synced up. They have to be perfectly in sync, or else you might, if this one's over here on the first bit and this one's over here on the third bit, you're going to get the data wrong. So they have to be perfectly in sync. And if you think about like a watch, like just a normal like wristwatch, sometimes like you can sync it up to the time, and then over time it'll get off. So like while they may be in sync for a little bit, over time they may get out of sync and the data will start being wrong. So what they did is they made it just idle and say, wait, we're not gonna be spinning. We're just gonna wait, and then we're gonna send like a start bit and say like, hey, now a message is being sent. So now they only have to be in sync for one rotation, because after that one rotation, it goes, the end bit gets sent, and then it goes back to idle and it's waiting again. So it only has to be in sync for one rotation. So that's like if you have a watch, you're just like constantly resyncing it, and then it'll be fine because you're constantly resyncing it. And that's kind of what's going on. I'm not gonna be able to explain it very well because really, I literally just learned about this like this year. So like at school, I'm learning programming, and I took network and communications class, and we learned about asynchronous communication, and we literally learned about this, and then like my brain went off on like its own little tangent. It was like, holy crap, I think I can make this in Minecraft, because Redstone's either on or off, you know? So I was like, I want to try to see if I can make this in Redstone, and I did, and it's kind of crazy. And that's another thing. People have made like computers already in Redstone. I know there's way more complicated things, and this is definitely not even like the most, this definitely isn't even the best way to make it. Like if I were to like remake it, I could probably remake it better, but this is literally just no tutorials, just made it on my own, just from what I learned in class, and I feel really smart for it. but you know, it is what it is, because I've never really made much stuff on my own with Redstone, so this is kind of my first big thing. But again, you can send whatever message you want, and then I'll kind of show you with the receiver end over here. So you have the one line of redstone. So if you look at this one line of redstone, all the data is being sent on that one line. So you go and you send it, and see, it's that one line's flicking back and forth, and I got the timer. So like, I do have some synchronization with like, and why it's called asynchronous is because there's not like a clock. That's where synchronous comes in. Synchronous is like there's a clock that keeps everything on track. But this is like there's no clock, and that's why it's asynchronous. But as you can see, like these still need to be timed correctly, but they're not constantly going, so they're like waiting for the message to be sent. And there we go. There's the message. So yeah, basically I have 1 byte of data, and I can send it across one line of redstone asynchronously to a receiver, which then can save that 1 byte of data in memory. And that's the thing I made, and I think it's pretty cool. I know it's like really nerdy, but I just think it's cool that I learned something in programming class and then was able to apply it in Minecraft using redstone, when really I haven't done that much with the redstone. The most I've done, most of what I do with redstone is from tutorials on YouTube, and this I use no tutorials. I didn't look up any techniques or anything. I mean, I'd known techniques from stuff in the past, but yeah, I just did this on my own, no tutorials whatsoever, just tinkering with it, messing with it, seeing what worked, seeing what didn't, and I think it's pretty awesome. Before this, the best thing I'd done on my own was a 2x2 flush piston door, like on a flat wall, but I'd seen tutorials on those before, so I kind of like had known how they kind of worked. Like I kind of knew how they worked. And I basically like recreated one without a tutorial, but like I'd seen tutorials previously, so it's like, you know, kind of just replicated what kind of went off memory and kind of figured things out, but I thought that was pretty cool at the time. And then this, literally, I don't know if anyone's ever done this before. Probably. I mean, this isn't like the craziest thing that's ever been made in Minecraft or Redstone. People have done stuff way crazier than this. Don't know if anyone's ever made asynchronous communication in Minecraft. Have no idea. Maybe, maybe not. I didn't look at the tutorial, but this is what I did. I just thought this was cool. I figured I'd share because I'm pretty proud of it. Like I said, this makes me feel pretty big brain. I don't know. I felt like getting this to work and getting that message to be sent properly, just, it was so cool. I just thought it was just a really good feeling seeing it work. But yeah, like I said, I know this isn't the craziest thing that's ever been made on Redstone, but I'm really proud of it, and I hope that somewhat makes sense. I know that probably doesn't. If you don't know anything about like programming or anything like that, you may not understand any of that. But basically, I got 1 byte of data, can send it across one line of redstone to a receiver, and then it saves that 1 byte of data in memory, and you can see the message. And what's nice about this is, like I said early on, they had like a bunch of wires. Like you could just like connect all of these 8 things to, like, you could just like connect these directly to redstone. So you flip the switch, it just turns the other one on, and that could be really easy. But then you have like 8 wires going across, and that's harder. So like the advantage of this is that it's just one line of redstone. Like obviously you could just connect all of these lamps with their own line of redstone to those other lamps, and it would be super easy. There'd be no timings, there'd be nothing. You just flip the switch and it turns on. But the advantage of this, and kind of the trick, is that it's just one line of redstone. So I can make this one line of redstone as long as I want, and it will still send the message. And that's only one wire that you have to like keep track of. And it's also just more of a proof of concept, because like I said, I learned the concept, learned asynchronous communication in class, and was like, holy crap, I think I can do that in Minecraft. And I did, and I'm pretty proud of it. But yeah, that'll do it for this video. I really hope you all enjoyed. I hope I seemed kind of smart. I don't know. like I said, I feel really smart of it. I know it's not the craziest thing that's ever been made, but I hope y'all enjoyed. Also, like I said, I'm not super consistent with YouTube at all. Like, haven't been posting much YouTube at all. I'd like to post more, but again, it's just a hobby that I do in my free time, and I have other things that I do um, as well. But like I said, if you do enjoy my content, I stream more than I post videos right now, so you can head over to my Twitch and check that out. Mostly what I stream right now are my matches because I play competitive Call of Duty for my college. So I stream my matches, but then I also do some fun content side streams as well. But I really hope y'all enjoyed this, and I will see y'all next time. Please rate, comment, and subscribe. See ya.